and that's
Guy that throws his body around.
Mike Drop Sports.
What is up, everybody? After a bad loss by the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, losing by 3 points in Chicago in a game that I thought they had going for them in their way, getting turnovers. T.J. Watt breaking the Watt family sack record, getting the turnover resulting in a touchdown, the Steelers running the ball effectively. But yet, when you don't make your first pass into the middle of the field, across the middle of the field, in that intermediate area that we talk so much about, it really starts to be hard offensively to do too much or to do a lot. And I definitely think some of that falls on coaching, no doubt about it. We'll give them that, but the players need to show up too. I don't think Mason Rudolph played his best game of football either. So definitely a lot to digest here, a lot to go over, a lot of changes inside of the playoff picture. So we will go over all of that. Mm-mm-mm. We'll get to some of your chat questions here real quick. Justin Menike, hopefully this loss means we beat the Bills next week. Yeah, man, I'm going to say I doubt it pretty seriously right now with the way I saw. The offense is missing a piece, man, and it's very obvious. They don't utilize tight ends in the way that they should be utilizing them. They rather run the football with them, instead of fucking getting them the football. You saw what they can do at times. They really don't try to work that in. You saw the same Spencer Anderson blocking as a fullback play 500 times. Yeah, it's very vanilla. We talk about the rhythmic pass game that you want to see these guys get into, and it never happens, guys. There's no quick, off the ball, rhythmic passing whatsoever, and it's never that way. Passing plays in the Steelers' offense take far too long to develop, and they take far too long to develop, and it kills the offensive line. So while that's happening, the offensive line has to hold. There is no ability to have a rhythmic pass game there with the Steelers, and I'm not sure where the blame falls for that. Is it the players? Is it the coaching? Where does it go there? I don't know, but again, the rhythmic pass plays, the rhythmic passing game is non-existent. Mm-mm-mm. Black and gold. Okay, great. I need time to cool off. The fuck down Tomlin can't coach his way out of a Cracker Jack box. Yeah, it's crazy, man. The Steelers are in the hunt for a higher draft pick instead of the playoffs. Not mad or surprised. They are not a good football team. Right now, they're not. I thought they should have beat the Bears. I mean, guys, we got to be honest with ourselves about the Bears defense. It's full of practice squad players, completely. Let's take a look right now at the playoff picture right now. We're going to take a look at that playoff picture there, guys, real quick. I want you guys to digest that a little bit. Hold on. Let me take Robert's comment down. I want you to digest that playoff picture for a second. You look at that. You have the Patriots now in first place right now in the AFC playoffs, and the Ravens now move into first place in the AFC North, tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of the playoff seeding. And it's definitely really terrible right now when you consider what the Steelers had in terms of the playoff lead that they have built inside of this division. And now they still have 2 games coming up against Baltimore. Is all hope lost? No, my friends. But now you see this playoff picture, and the Steelers fall to the 8th seed currently right now in that playoff picture. And that should be a real wake up call for everybody about this football team. Playing suck. Defense can't get off the field on third down. The officiating was atrocious. Yeah, I'll say this though. We talk about the officiating being atrocious. Yeah, it always is. That's every week, guys. And that's no surprise. But as a professional football team, and I brought this up a ton last year because you saw it a lot last year, and you saw it a ton last year actually. was illegal formations. And I don't think that there, as a professional football team, I don't believe that there's any excuse for an illegal formation in any which way, shape, or form. We got a super chat coming in, guys. Let's get to that one real quick here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's from Grant Algren. Seriously, can't stand the coaching staff. Defense can't get off the field without turnovers. And yes, Rudolph didn't play well. Play calling at the end was abysmal. Praying Rooney humbles his ego. Yeah, there's something that's got to change, man. And again, I think they're missing a piece. Where is the addition of the Marquez Valdez Scantling? Are we not going to get him out there? It's bad. It's definitely bad, guys. And I'm not sure where you go from here. I'm really not sure. Um, it's kind of crazy. Steve Winters, what's up, man? What's up, Jason? Hope you and your family are doing well. We are, thank you. Extremely busy time of the year for me. Sorry, I've been away for a little bit. The Steelers defense is garbage. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Steve. Clock management was awful, especially in the fourth quarter. That's the story of Mike Tomlin's career, guys. I tell you that every time. That's a story of Mike Tomlin's career. Mismanagement of the clock is definitely a horrible thing that Mike Tomlin definitely does. But I thought he managed it correctly there at the end. They should have had a timeout there. I don't know how that impedes play at the end with that injury. But as a player, you have to be aware of the situations also, and you have to drag your ass up off the fucking turf and get off the field, man. That is something you have to do. So I don't think Mike Tomlin mismanaged it there. I thought the long drive there to set up the end of the game was exactly what the doctor ordered. I thought they should have did that. I thought they needed to do that. I thought that was exactly what they needed to do. So, I mean, overall, I'm not going to really bash Tomlin about clock management right here. I think the play calling, more or less, was the real issue there at the end of the ball game, as opposed to clock management. I'm not into throwing the ball into the middle of the field all of a sudden at the end of the game when you haven't done it all game long until then. I don't understand it. I just simply don't understand the schematics, the concepts that they're trying to portray out there each and every week. I don't get the how they're trying to put this together. It doesn't make any sense if you're looking for from it from an offensive mind. There's yeah, a misdirection here or there, but it's really telltale because you have Spencer Anderson in there. There's no real misdirection in this offense. There's no real confusion in this offense. There was a play somewhere in the game, I can't remember, where it was down deep in the Bears' end, and they ran a run play to the left, but they needed a right there. That would have been an excellent opportunity to fake that run play there to the left and get Mason Rudolph out on a roll to the right. You don't see any of that. You don't see that with Aaron really either. Um, I don't get it. I don't see those drags, those crossers, those quick slants. I don't see any of that in this offense, guys. I just don't, and it puzzles me because they actually have the personnel to do that, but they're not utilizing it. Trying for that deep ball over and over and over again. Mason missed with that. He was poor with his deep ball throwing today. Definitely a real issue for him. But when it's not working over and over and over, I'm all about stretching the field, but try somewhere different. Try a seam. Try something on the hashes. Try a post, a flag route, something different than just a straight go on the outside. Like, you got to do some different things, man. And every pass play cannot take an eternity to develop. You have to be rhythmic. You have to get the ball out quickly, and that doesn't mean a fucking screen to DK, a screen to Calvin. That doesn't mean that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about two steps cut, hammer him, throw it. Get some plays where there's yards after catch and the ability to get yards after the catch. The only positive you can take is that three out of the five losses are out of conference. The Bears' last TD was a run on a play from the 2 yard line, and the Steelers only had two defenders on the line. Yeah, schematically, defensively, I thought they were piss poor too. I thought they were leaving wide open plays in the zone. I think Peyton Wilson missed some opportunities to where he should have been falling back toward the middle or the middle hash there, where they're trying to fall back a little bit deeper. Instead, he's committing and watching something out in front of him, maybe a back releasing or something. I don't know what he was watching for, but I think some of those things you got to tighten up those zones a little bit. Yeah, they have to play that because of their personnel that they have, but you weren't getting a ton of pressure there in the second half. None of that. You weren't batting balls down. You weren't doing anything that you need to do defensively in order to win if you're the Steelers. I'm gonna get a drink, guys. Hit that like button for me. Ooh, had to rub a snuff in, so I'm trying to clear out my mouth now. Extra black. Let's get the extra blacks. There's no legit number two wide receiver. Once again, like I said, the Bears had many or of their star players on defense missing, and the Steelers still lost. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, Extra Black. I remember, and I thought I was the only one that thought that. But I had high hopes because this was a defense full of practice squad players. Even at the end, they suffered even more injuries, and the Steelers weren't able to be efficient offensively. And it makes you wonder what the hell is going on there, defense or offensively. And yeah, they don't have a true number two target. Then move Marquez Valdez Scantling up. Do something. Go out and get Odell Beckham Jr. Do something. Get Brandon Ayuk. Do something. Don't stand there with your fucking hands crossed. Do something. Good franchises, good teams that want to win, do something. They don't just stand there and keep watching it. They don't wheel the same product out there week after fucking week. Guys, that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem with the Steelers. You don't see any type of different product. I thought defensively they adjusted a little bit there, where they were doing a little bit better defensively. I thought they did very, very well against the Bengals. I'm not saying that. But offensively, guys, you have seen the same thing throughout. There is no adjustments there. None. Zero. You see the same shit. And you can't run that Spencer Anderson thing all damn game. You can't do it. That's a specialty play, not a every down play. Guys, it's bad, man. I don't know why so many think / thought Mason was good quarterback. He is terrible, but all dang screens was god awful. I don't think Mason was the biggest issue. I don't think he played well. I think he's still a good quarterback, but I do think this. I think the play calling was absolute dog shit. I'll say that. Um, I got to look at the tape. I got to see if there were wide open guys or guys that he was missing that were open. Because schematically, whenever they would show replays, it looked like people were locked up to me. So I got to go a little bit more in depth before I give an accurate assessment of Mason's performance. But I got to say this: I don't think it was all Mason. There was times, stretches in that game to where he barely threw the ball. So we're not going to discount a guy that's not throwing the football. How can you get in rhythm? There's no rhythmic passing concepts in this offense. How can any quarterback? Was Aaron Rodgers doing much better? No. That's the problem, I think, guys. That's fine to take. They needed to take that 8 minutes to score in that situation, Challenger. Definitely. That was the bat. That was exactly what they had to do. Going down there and scoring quickly, I think, would be foolish. I think they played that exactly right at the end. I just think the last drive, the play calling was abysmal. Me too, Kevin. Me too, man. Rubber Road, this team shocked me when they beat the Colts, but barring another shock, they will not be better than 8-9. Hopefully, this is the end of the Tomlin era. Guys, it's nothing will be the end of the Tomlin era until Mike Tomlin decides to go. You guys know that as well as I do. Now, maybe having a losing season, finishing 8-9, like Robert mentions, maybe perhaps that nudges him toward himself believing that maybe it's time to move on to something different. But until Mike Tomlin don't want to be the Steelers head coach, he doesn't go anywhere. You remember when in the beginning of the season when people said, "Let's go with Mason for the season"? He can't start. Where are those goofies? I'm not mad about Mason. I think you guys are really going hard on Mason right now without really looking at the tape to see was he missing wide open receivers. I think there was a couple bad throws deep, but guys, he didn't throw the ball a ton. I mean, there wasn't a ton of passes there throughout that ball game. Yeah, in the last drive they're throwing, but schematically they're throwing the ball now all of a sudden into the middle of the field when you hadn't thrown it there the whole damn game. Um, I think that they don't get their quarterback out of the pocket ever. They don't have any type of rhythmic pass game. Again, pass plays take far too long to develop, and you're getting slaughtered. Darnell missed a couple key blocks there where Mason got fucking whopped. He fumbled the one. So that's not a Mason problem. So I think we got to. I think we all need to peel back a second. We need to see exactly on tape where they were missing people. Was it missed open wide receivers? Because then that is a Mason problem. But from watching the game, guys, I don't think it was just missing blatant wide open targets and taking bad sacks. I think everything took absolutely far too long to develop, and they were never able to get in rhythm. And I thought that honestly, this might be more of a defensive game too, because they allowed Caleb Williams to pick them apart a good bit. They had some plays, they got off the field here and there, but man, you can't give up 30 plus. You just can't. I mean, I don't care if you caused a turnover for a score, great. You still can't give up 30 points. I mean, that's not a Mason problem either. Challenger says this team has sucked the life out of me. I can see what you guys are pissed off about because I am too. I feel the exact same way. But I gotta play devil's advocate here, guys. Too. I got to. I gotta give us both sides because we can get sucked into that as Steeler fans because we are so passionate about this football team. We live and die by it, man. We eat and breathe it each and every day. We watch it each and every day. We talk about it each and every day. And when a loss like this happens, it sucks. It hurts. It blows, man. And we are so invested in it. We got to take a step back sometimes and just breathe and understand that this is a long season. And when you look, let's look at that playoff picture one more time. Hold on, guys. Let's look at that playoff picture one more time. Let's look at some of the records there. Besides the Patriots, Broncos, and Colts, everybody else is in the same boat as the Steelers, guys. 6-win football team. You know what I mean? Maybe 1 7 wins sprinkled in there, maybe one or two. But everybody's still in that 7 to 6 wins right now. And that means they're 4 or 5 loss football teams all along from the 4 seed clean down to the 8 seed. So we have to look at that also, that there is a tight race going on right now. And this league right now is exactly what we all want, but we don't want to admit it because our team isn't getting up in there in the 10 and 2s, 8 and something, whatever. Our team isn't sitting there with the select few teams that are. But we all want this league to be so tight, everything be so competitive. We want that as fans because that makes it fun. But it sucks when you take a loss. But if you look from the 4 seed the whole way down to the 8 seed, you're talking about 6-win football teams and 6 or maybe a 7-win football team sprinkled in there. Devin Burkett, absolutely pathetic performance today. Unacceptable to play that way if you're donning the legendary black and gold. Absolutely sickening. That's from Devin Burkett. Arthur Canada from Challenger. Today we learned why Mason is a backup. I think you guys are going way too hard on Mason with that. I just don't see how Mason Rudolph cost you the football game. I don't see it. And I'm looking from yeah, I like him, but I will tell you, I'm the first to tell you if somebody blows, man. I tell you that. It's Arthur Smith has been trash his entire career. Steelers Nation, please listen. Arthur Smith is horrible. Get it through your. Come on, bro. I hear you, man. I hear you. So far, it hasn't worked out. I'll give you that, no doubt about it. And I think the play calling was abysmal. I will say that. Let's go to Timothy Scott, D5S. This is a Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith play plan. They don't care as long as they play 500 ball. Yeah, I mean, I think they want to win, no doubt. I think they care. I just think they're shitty at what they do. That's just what I think. God, I hate our entire coaching staff. Lee, we got out coached again. You did. Ben Johnson definitely and his staff out coached the Steelers 1,000%. They took a practice squad defense and absolutely made them look very, very good. And they took an offense led by Caleb Williams that I just don't think is that great and made him look like Joe Montana. That's what they did. Mason his ass. I have no idea why some of these Steeler fans have a crush on him. I definitely don't have a crush on him, but I got to say this. You can't pin this loss on Mason. There's no way logically to pin it on him. Um, you just can't right now. Now, after we look, and if there were wide open missed receivers the whole day, sure, pin it on him. And I'll be the first to admit it. And I'll come back tomorrow and I'll tell you whether I thought that was on him. But guys, there's no way to see it in the camera view that you get on your TV. You can't see the all 22 film from your TV. You just can't. And yeah, it sucks. You would like to see the whole play, but your natural way you're looking is you're focused on the ball. So when the quarterback's holding the ball, you're watching the quarterback. You're not watching anything else on the TV screen, and you can't see anything else down the field until the ball is thrown. You can't see that. So there's no way to tell and accurately assess his performance in any which way, shape, or form, considering the camera views that you get and just generally watching the game. You can't just say, man, we lost this because of Mason Rudolph. I don't think that to be the case. All right, guys, let's keep going. Devin Burkett giving up 30 plus points each and every week. It won't really matter who is quarterback. We can't score more than 23 points anyway. And that's no matter who's quarterback, yes. But honestly, guys, winning in this league requires you to hold teams to less than 30 points each week. You can't be in shootouts each and every week. It's just not a productive way to process and try to get wins. Grady 10, two straight 2 yard passes. Wow. Yeah, I don't agree with that either. But schematically, we got to see how that was drawn up. Was there anything else available? Were they just simply, putting Mason on marching orders of like, chip away, hit this, hit that? We don't know that either. So, there's a lot of variables at play here, guys, that we haven't quite looked at. And again, this isn't Jason preaching at you. This is Jason giving you both sides of the coin because, again, we are emotional. We are an emotional fan base. Grant Ogren, do you think it's time to appoint Daniel Rooney III, presumed heir of the presidency slash ownership to president? That's why I pray Art will lower his ego. He's holding back the franchise by keeping Tomlin. I don't know how that would all work, buddy. I wish I did know. Um, I don't know how that family operates, and I don't think many of us do. And I don't think many people have that kind of inside access to anybody, not even Pittsburgh sports media, to be able to give you an accurate assessment on how that would ever transpire. So I'm not sure about that question. Black and gold, 36. I remember when Dan Snyder put a box of vanilla ice cream on the coordinator's office desk. By the time he went to his office that Monday, it was melted. I need more. We expect more. Yeah, man, I'm down for that. But Mike Tomlin probably ain't got balls like that, bro. Um, Grady 10 says the Pittsburgh Steelers are the most vanilla organization in pro sports. I agree. I agree, guys. I agree. Let's go with Super Chat coming in from Grant. I think we just did Grant's. Thank you for the Super Chat, Grant. We appreciate that. Again, yeah, we just did that one. Yep, exactly. Thank you, though, for making it a Super Chat. We truly appreciate that, Grant. Thank you and bless you, my friend. Definitely much appreciated on my end. Definitely. Daniel Warman, the NFC is a tougher bunch than the AFC. I would say I gotta say no. on that one, Daniel. And I say it why, and I'm going to give you a reason why I say no. Look at the teams beating the shit out of each other right now in the AFC. The Chiefs have lost a bunch. The Bills, these are teams that are good. The Ravens, these are all good teams. The Steelers. I don't know if I'd classify the Steelers as a good team right now. I think they're okay. But yeah, there's a lot of good teams that have 5 losses. And you look at the AFC, I think it is a very, very, very tough conference. And to make it out of the AFC, you're going to have to be a really good football team. And just because somebody is sitting like the Patriots at 10-2 right now, that doesn't mean anything to me. They still got to play games in the playoffs. They got beat by a team like the Steelers. So, yeah, this is a very tight conference in terms of the AFC. And teams are just beating the shit out of each other. And I'd say that's why I think the AFC is a very tough conference to play in out of the two. God, 2 straight 2-yard passes. Oh, we did that. Black and Gold Smith needs to go. Tomlin needs to go. We're using Scotty instead of Skoranek or Wilson to block for Muth. Yeah, crazy, man. I don't get it. I don't understand what they were doing. Also, you had a hobbled DK Metcalf. That's your number one guy. When he's hobbled and you don't have to double him up no more, that makes it a lot easier for the practice squad defense, no doubt. Most vanilla coached, yeah, no doubt about it. Played good against the Bengals. The Bengals, the effing Bengals. What the F has this come to? The Bengals is the defense in the last 2 years that collected possibly the worst defense in history. Yeah, they are bad, no doubt. But I think last week's win was more about holding that Bengals offense that was absolutely prolific, that scores 33 plus points a game usually, to basically nothing. And I think that's what you were talking about for fans last week when you talk about the Steelers. I thought that the Steelers defense played phenomenal last week against a very good offense, whether we like to admit it or not, whether their record shows it or not. Their defense is historically bad, and yet we didn't put up a shit ton of points. They should have hung 50 on the Bengals last week. But they didn't, and that is an issue, and I think that is a problem, no doubt about it. Devin Burkett, penalties are constantly killing us and stopping drives as well. Mason had a nice run for it to come back from an illegal formation. Something you learn in Pop Warner level. Truly unbelievable. Yeah, I brought that up at the beginning of the show, Devin, that a professional football team in no way, shape, or form should be having illegal formations, guys. It's absolutely unacceptable, especially in the biggest moments of the game. That's either player error, lining up in the wrong spot, which I'm assuming that's what it is. But you cannot have mental errors, especially on a big play like that. If that play doesn't get called back due to a penalty, that outcome of that game may be completely different. We may have just been finishing up overtime, guys, with the Steelers, because Boz is pretty much automatic whenever he runs his butt out there. We're running jet sweeps in the razor again, or yeah, in the red zone again. That's what I said. Instead of focus on short to underneath, the short underneath intermediate pass game, the rhythmic type stuff that's chain moving type pass plays. We're worrying about running jet sweeps to Johnny Smith, and I don't understand the philosophy there. If you're going to run a jet sweep, at least run it to somebody that's fucking fast, bro. You know what I mean? I don't understand that, guys, and schematically, I never will. It doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to use something like that, that has to be a once in a blue moon type thing, not a consistent thing, and they do it consistently. I did like the mix up with the tush push and the fake and hand off to Kenneth Gainwell. I thought that was amazing. I thought the Steelers got gypped on the one Connor Hayward tush push because I thought that he made it across there. I do think the refereeing is always bad each and every week. That's a consistent theme, and they dictate the games far too much, man. It's starting to make football unwatchable for me. It really is. Like, I hate it. I hate the way they dictate the pace of the game. I hate the way they dictate so many things because you could call holding on every single play. But yet you have TJ Watt who's getting fucking choke slammed out there a lot of the times that doesn't get a holding call. And people will whine and cry and say, oh, you're being a homer. No, I've watched it for years. TJ Watt gets held every single play. and that is facts. And they could call holding on every single play. Um, yeah, I get it, but man, I just hate the way the penalties dictate the pace of the play so very much. Challenger, what will Tomlin have to hang his hat on if he has a losing season? Tomlin and his coaching staff gotta go. Yeah, man, that's the reoccurring theme, guys. James Bauman in the house. He says there's absolutely no real creativity in this offense. Sometimes I swear Matt Canada is still calling plays on this damn team or on this damn offense is predictable. Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. The play calling's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Boxing man, he says this has to be the end of Mike Tomlin. Guys, it won't be until he's ready. I keep telling you that. No one wants to believe me. Everybody keeps saying it, and I get it, man. I understand, guys. Tomlin is the problem. I get it, man. I agree with you. I agree that the coaching is bad. I agree 1,000%. And that's why when people dog pow on like a Mason Rudolph or something, I'm like, schematically they're horrible. I don't understand, how we can sit there and act like the coaching isn't one of the main issues there. Schematically they're bad, guys. You didn't pass across the middle or all right, guys. Can you hear me now? Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty there. All right, there we go, guys. Hopefully you can hear me now. Sorry, the headset messed up. Sorry. Tomlin can go to Maryland with Foxy Luckily or something. We can hire a new head coach and bring in Ryan Day in our in for our quarterback coach. McDaniels for OC and anyone with half a brain for DC. I don't think a guy coaching Ohio State as their head coach would ever come be the quarterbacks coach for the Steelers. I wish, buddy. I wish black and gold. I wish that to be true. But man, I don't think he would quit that job making millions of dollars a year to come be the quarterbacks coach for the Steelers. I just don't think see it. Yeah, we lose, we win. It's a long 7 game. Yeah, it is. It is, guys. And there's a lot of teams again, that are sitting kind of where the Steelers are. The Steelers have an opportunity to redeem themselves against the Buffalo Bills next week. Another opportunity, guys. A 4:25 start, November 30th. That's a Sunday, guys. Next Sunday, the Buffalo Bills come to Acrisure Stadium. We'll see. This offense is remedial at best. They're playing DK just to throw a 5 yard crossing routes. I think it's clear they don't trust Mason. He can't read defense. All his throws are predetermined before the snap. I think you're wrong there, Extra Black. I'll disagree with that one. I think Mason is definitely a very, very intelligent young man. I think he reads defenses actually rather well. I would say more of the latter. I think, yeah, his plays are predetermined, and I don't think that's because Mason's some stupid idiot. I think that's because the offense, the coordination, the schematics of the offense. That's what I think. But that's just my opinion. And again, I could be wrong too, guys. Daniel Mormon, what sucks is the Ravens play the Bungles 2 times in the next 3 weeks. You know what those good about that, Daniel? They usually split. They usually split. So we'll see. And I think Cincinnati always plays the Ravens very well. So I think that there's hope there, to be honest, Daniel. Ravens have a better division record or division or conference record. That's from Black and Gold. I'm not sure how that broke down. All I know is the Steelers now are in the AC. Hold on, did I miss? No, we got that. Sorry, guys. I was making sure I didn't miss a super chat. Yeah, that I did get that one. That was Grant's. All right, all right. I'm gonna try to mix up some of these comments, guys. Be thankful you're not a Bungles fan. I'm always thankful of that, Daniel. Except for when you went to the Super Bowl, then I wasn't thankful for that. Robert Road, yes, the schedule is 17 games, but still the fact that this year's Steeler defense is on pace to give up the most yards in Steeler history of the franchise. Yeah, in the history of the franchise, Robert's right, guys. They are on pace right now to give up the most yards ever by a Steelers defense in franchise history right now. And that's a sad, sad thing, man. And especially when you have a $41 million player on that defense. That's a really, really terrible thing. And the amount of money you pay the defense. It's the highest paid defense in the league. And yet you're playing like that, and the Bears beat you with a practice squad defense. Watch we steal the game against the Lions. Man, I hope so, man. I hope so. Guys, I'm not going to count the Steelers out right now. It's not worth it to do that because they still have an excellent opportunity to do very well. All right, guys, we're going to start wrapping it up. I appreciate the super chats. Thank you, guys. We will be back again tomorrow, Monday night, for Steel City Live. We have wrestling practice. Wait, tomorrow's night, I think might be at 8 p.m. We'll see. It's going to be at 8. So on the nights we have wrestling, we're going to do an 8 p.m. start, but I'm going to try to work it out to where we will have basketball on Tuesdays. So I think we don't have wrestling on Tuesday. So we'll do Wednesday. We have wrestling Wednesday and Thursday. We have basketball on Tuesday night. Um, so yeah, I think we're going to move the shows. Uh, to 8 most of the time for the week. And I think we're going to do 3 live shows throughout the week. That's what we're going to do. And then we'll do our regular weekend stuff long as the season goes. We'll do a Saturday, we'll do Sunday pre and post and stuff like that. But I think we're going to try to shoot for 3 lives per week. So that way nobody is waiting on me. And we'll do 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. Those 2 times are always going to be the 2 times. 6 or 8, depending on what sport my son has going on that night. And also, I might be going back to work down in Pittsburgh at a different hospital. Yeah, so we'll see how that works out. I got to go do a job shadow down there to see if I like it. So we'll see. So maybe that throws a wrench into some things, but I will always make time for at least 3 shows a week, no doubt about that. So we'll see. But yeah, man, let this digest, guys. Let's watch the L-22 a little bit. I'll give you a better assessment tomorrow. We definitely will have a show tomorrow. I'll let you know whether it'll be 6 or 8. I'll make it up early. I'll know tomorrow for sure exactly what the schedule is. It might be a 6 o'clock one. We'll see exactly what we're gonna do, but definitely. I think we have wrestling, so it's probably going to be yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll put it out early. That way you guys can see. So we'll digest this win or this loss a little bit more tomorrow and go over it a little bit better. But man, I feel just as bad as all of you guys. We'll see if the Steelers can bounce back against the a very, very tough task at home in the Buffalo Bills. Another one of those in the hunt type teams right now for the AFC playoffs. So the playoff implications for next week's game are absolutely massive. And it don't get no easier after that with Baltimore going to Baltimore for a 1 p.m. game on December 7th, then Miami, a Monday night game back at Acrisure, then in Detroit, in Cleveland, and in Baltimore. So, yeah, man, we'll get back to it. So, thank you guys. Good. Hey, D, what's up, man? But we will get back to it tomorrow, guys. Let this loss digest, relax. We're going to be fine. We're going to get it together here as Steeler fans, and hopefully the Steelers can too. So until tomorrow, I'm Jason. Peace, guys.
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's
The guy that rolls his body around.
Mike Drop Sports.
Steel City Live.